Greetings of peace to everyone. It is my distinct honor to be able to present my study here at International Institute of Academic Research and Publications. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share with you my study entitled Preparedness of Provincial Jails in Handling PDLs Exhibiting Mental Incapacity, a Policy Paper. My name is PERCEL BITOCA DEGOLLADO. I finished my undergraduate studies at Sorsogon College of Criminology Incorporated in the year 2017 with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Criminology. And in 2021, I finished my master's degree in Criminal Justice at Bicol College, Daraga, Albay. And at present, I am a CHED-SICAP scholar who is currently undergoing my doctorate studies in criminal justice at the University of the Cordilleras, Baguio City, Philippines. Now, moving on to the background of this study, equality is a concept for everyone and it is to be enjoyed not just by the free man but also the unfree ones. So this concept involves equality to healthcare services, wherein it is not very well observed in the world of the unfree. So in order to better understand the context of this study aims to provide the generally accepted principles or guidelines on how prison facilities should cater healthcare needs of their clients with deep emphasis on mental health care of the inmates. In Rule 25 of the Nelson Mandela Rule states the specifics of the healthcare services that should be observed in prison facilities in general. Under the Rule 25, it iterates that every prison shall have in place a healthcare service that evaluates, promotes, protects, and improves not just the physical but also the mental health of the prisoners. That pays particular attention to those prisoners who are categorized with special healthcare needs and certain health issues that hamper their rehabilitation. Another thing under the Rule 25, it clearly states there that healthcare services shall accord of an interdisciplinary group with sufficient expertise in psychology and psychiatry. To add up, in rule number 30 of the same rule, it iterates there that a physician shall see, talk with, and conduct examination in every prisoner as soon as possible following his or her admission and thereafter if the necessity dictates. This research is quantitative research and descriptive in design, and it has used frequency distribution as the statistical treatment. At this juncture, I will be sharing with you the results or the findings of my study. In Table 1, we have here the parameters that were considered in this study in order to know whether these programs and procedures of the provincial jails with respect to the admission policy were being implemented or not implemented. And based from the result, the provincial jails implement admission procedure such as administering social case study to the inmates for the in-depth background information of the PDLs from birth to present and other related circumstances that is a factor for their safekeeping. However, it is seen based from the result that there are procedures and policies that are totally not being implemented in the provincial jails, such as the conduct of psychological evaluation of PDLs before commitment to the facility and the facilitation of psychiatric evaluation to the PDLs based from the result of their psychological assessment, social case study, and risk assessment evaluation, it is quite alarming that this is not being implemented in provincial jails when in fact it should be because these are mandated by the rule. But moreover, risk assessment or evaluation is conducted for the PDLs to measure their risk level from the time of their commitment is seen to be partially implemented. In Table 2, we have here the parameters that were also considered in this study in order to know whether these programs and procedures under personnel are being implemented or not implemented by the provincial jails. So, as reflected from the result, the provincial jails are seen to implement such as escorts and jail guards are trained, or knowledgeable on how to respond to PDLs with mental incapacity, especially in situations where the client displays harmful behavior to the rest of the PDLs in the facility or even to the jail guards itself. And it is also seen that they are facilitating training of PDL health aid on personal service assistance. But some programs related to personnel are being implemented partially, such as nurse personnels who are present to assist the initial medical needs of the PDLs and conduct aid to PDLs displaying or experiencing symptoms or signs of mental disturbance with 70 or 80% distribution. While other jail personnel, such as medical staff, shall also be trained in proper handling of inmates with mental incapacity with 40 or 46% distribution. So this part is also needed to be taken seriously because it is also needed for the case management of the clients. However, there are programs that are seen to be totally or 100% not implemented in provincial jails, such as there is no seen presence of psychologist or psychiatrist personnel to conduct the psychological evaluation or assessment of inmates before the actual commitment to the facility. And also, there are no social workers to assist the social evaluation and other related needs of the PDLs, and there is no training on disability assessment for provincial jail personnel. Moving on to Table 3, this table showcases the parameters that were also considered in the conduct of this study in order to know the programs and procedures under the facilities of the provincial jails that are being implemented or not implemented, or that are present or not present. So, based from the result, the provincial jails did not have a separate portion in their facilities that is intended for the psychological and psychiatric evaluation room. And they also do not have an intended portion or cell in the facility for housing the PDLs exhibiting untoward behavior caused by mental disability until further decision for transfer to a proper mental health facility. So, this particular need that needs implementation is not a first-time problem. So, in fact, this is not just a problem of the Philippines, but based from the statistics and studies shows that it is also a problem of other countries. And now we are down to the last table, and this table showcases the programs being implemented or not implemented in the provincial jails. So based from the result, the provincial jails implement such as there is a presence of interfaith program to allow PDLs to practice their faith and seek divine guidance in times of mental turmoil, and there is also a presence of other related programs that promotes PDLs welfare, physical and mental betterment. But some of the programs are partially implemented, such as implementation of therapeutic community for the PDL's welfare, the conduct of seminars like stress management seminar for the inmates' awareness, and the facilitation of stress debriefing to address inmates' trauma. However, there is one program that is totally not implemented in the provincial jails, and this is the in-house counseling program for PDLs who are in need of help to vent out their situations. So those are the results or the findings of my study, and now we have come to the conclusion. So based from the findings revealed in the study, the following conclusions were drawn. In the policies and procedures that are being implemented by the provincial jails in handling PDLs with mental incapacity in terms of their admission procedure, the provincial jails has shown that they have series of admission procedures that are being conducted during the commitment of the prisoners but are only limited. As to the medical personnel needed in the psychological evaluation of the PDL, it is seen that provincial jails lacked in this particular area. They only have nurses and their jail escorts who are assisting the PDLs. One of the observed major deficiency of the provincial jails are their facilities, wherein based from the result of the data gathered, provincial jails lacks facilities intended for isolation or psychiatric evaluation. Also seen in the result of the study that provincial jails conducts programs that will help PDLs in taking care of their mental health, but these programs are only limited. And with the results from the data gathered and those programs and procedures marked as not implemented, it could be generally concluded that provincial jails still lacks preparedness and still needs further policy construction when it comes to handling persons deprived of liberty who are exhibiting mental incapacity. Due credit is being given to the following references that I have used in this study. So I guess this would be the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. But before I formally end, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to all the significant people, agency, and department who helped and participated in the fulfillment of this study. Thank you very much and mabuhay!